This is the river we camped beside last night. It's the Blarich Reserve, so I'm assuming it's the Blarich River. I'm not quite sure. We didn't camp right on the banks. We camped in behind those trees there, so we could hear this running water all night, which was really nice. And this morning all we've heard is birds twittering. It's been great. We were the only people here, so we were able to stop right next to the toilet block, which was a bonus, and we've had this whole place to ourselves. We're about 20k south of Blenheim, and this morning we're going to head into Blenheim and have a little bit of a look around. Yesterday we did Kaikoura, and Kaikoura is magnificent. It has mountains that are snow-capped. There's so much snow on them, and they're right there, and they rise right up and out, and they're the backdrop of, you know, the little village of Kaikoura, which is quite touristy along the coast, and it was just beautiful to drive through. We did try and take some photos, but the sun was over the top of them, and it was just too hard to show their magnificence with the sun where it was, unfortunately. But Kaikoura is just lovely. Today we'll see what Blenheim has. This is where we camped last night, right next to the long drop. We don't normally park so close because of the amount of traffic that you get next to the toilet block, and this road goes for a few hundred metres down to the river, and there's lots of little alcoves, little cleared alcoves for people to park their cars in overnight. So it's quite private. It's quite a good little space, this, but I guess with the international travel bans, we're a bit lucky. We get these places to ourselves, or very minimal other people, and it was really noticeable on the road. The biggest traffic was trucks moving things around, transport trucks, and there was lots of times when there wasn't any cars, whereas prior to the lockdown there was a lot of traffic everywhere, and a lot of campers and motorhomes and caravanners, and there just certainly wasn't that volume of people travelling on the roads. So we've been really lucky that we're able to have a bit more of a travel around this country. On Saturday 13th of June, I'm at the Arthur River Bridge Reserve, where we were supposed to stay last night, but it's been closed for some reason, which we didn't realise till we got here, and we got here quite well after dark, so we just had to stay up the top. But we did hear the river rushing through all night, which was nice. It rained all night, just really gently but really consistently, so the ground's quite wet this morning. We came through Blenheim and Havelock yesterday, and just the other side of Havelock we rescued a hawk, which turns out it's a harrier. I think it's a common hawk here in New Zealand. It had a broken shoulder, obviously been hit by a car or something, and was flapping on the road. So Ruby and I grabbed him and took him to the vet in Nelson. We quite liked Nelson. It's very sprawling. It's like Nelson and all its all the following little towns all join into one. There's a lot of industrial infrastructure there because it's a port city, so there'd be plenty of work, one would imagine. But we quite liked Nelson with the houses kind of nestled in all the hills. We went for a bit of a drive up, which was really exciting. And today, I think first stop is Ruby Bay. That's where we slept last night, up the top. The ablution block is up there, thank goodness, so we were able to use the toilets, which were pretty roomy. It's just a little alcove cut in off the road, and was enough for us to stay in. And had times been normal, we probably would have been moved on. It's time to move on now though. And this is what we faced in the dark last night. Two big rocks blocking our way to that beautiful expansive area down the bottom there. Not to worry, we won't come back here again.